Hello and welcome everyone, I'm Patchwork and this is Flight Quick Tips number 7. Now before we start, YouTube has released their 60 FPS video option to the public, so feel free to tell me what you think. Do you like it? Should I do more or less in the future? Comment below with your thoughts. Now on to the Flight Quick Tips for the day. This Flight Quick Tips video is going to be some certain tricks you can use to control your altitude and speed in certain flight situations. Now first is a more general cruising altitude. Now by the name you can probably tell that this is an altitude I like to fly when I'm just generally cruising around. Now for me though, this isn't a set number, so unfortunately I can't just say my cruising altitude is 30 meters and cut this video 2 minutes short. For me it's constantly changing according to the obstacles within my flight path. Now when you're flying a helo, much like driving a car, you should be looking where you want to go, not where you are currently. Now when I'm looking at my flight path, I'm keeping an eye out for things like buildings, trees, power lines, or really anything that has a history of making helicopters look like this. So what I do is find the tallest object in my flight path, raise or lower my altitude just to the point where I'm going to end up skimming over the top of it. After I've flown over it, I'm going to find the next tallest object in my flight path and adjust my altitude again, so I'm just going to skim over the top of that, then repeat. This way, I'm always going to fly over anything that's in front of me, while also not being any higher than what's absolutely necessary. Now this next tip may seem like an oddly specific scenario for a flight tutorial, but I like to think of Flight Quick Tips as more of things I would have liked to know when I was first learning how to fly in Arma, so might as well include this. If you fly in Arma long enough, you'll probably come across an LZ on the top of a mountain or a tall hill. It's not an everyday scenario, but they happen. So a trick I like to use is when I need to land on the top of a mountain, I fly in low and fast toward the base of the mountain. And when I fly up the mountain, I make sure to regulate my altitude by nosing up the helo. This will allow me to get up the mountain safely, while also bleeding off enough speed for the landing at the same time. You'll need to be careful with this though, because you'll have no eyes on the top of the mountain, so you'll need to be aware that you're moving in a bit blind. Though you can use this to prevent overshooting the LZ and allowing yourself to move at maximum speed to the base of the mountain. Now before we wrap this up, I just wanted to say that the channel has made it to 1,000 subscribers today, so thank you guys all for the support, feedback, and motivation you've given me to get this far. But that will be the end of the video. Feel free to check out my other videos in the meantime, but until the next one, I'm Patchwork, and welcome to the war.